There's some people that hate understanding how strong a character is by comparing them to another character, but there's literally serious writer intent and narrative on the writers wanting Sasuke and Naruto to overall be in a similar power level throughout the series. Fighting as kids, both of them getting transformations that can almost stalemate each other, even Sasuke getting an advantage over them, which you're going to see later on in this vid. Even when they're teenagers, even when they become godlike and get overpowered forms like this, they still stalemate each other's blasts. So this is just a heads up. If you don't like characters being compared to other characters, you might as well leave now, because it's serious writer intent. To get a true understanding of Sasuke's power is to get an understanding of how strong Naruto is. Especially at the end of the saga, it was literally stated they are considered equals. It matches the lore of the show. Stated again near the end of the series, Hokage Naruto's equal in fighting ability. It just makes a lot of sense. In the Naruto ninja world, you may know that Naruto is powerful, but there's other beings that are just as powerful. Like, for example, his rival, Sasuke, for example, is basically the Vegeta of this universe when it comes to rivalry between Naruto and Sasuke. There's a lot of different type of ninjas in this universe that specialize in different type of jutsu or blast power elemental type things. In the Naruto world, you got your different villages, or one could say different lands, with their basically their own president of their village, just like their own Mount Rushmore right here type of thing. This is the Hidden Leaf village, the most famous one, because this is where Naruto's from. But then you got other presidents, or one could say Kages from other lands that are pretty much at the top of the food chain. One could say the president of those lands, just to give you a visual imagination of how them other lands might look. Different vibes and tones. But on top of all of this, not just counting the different Kages and the different villages, within these same villages, you got different clans all across the world, like the Uzumaki clan. But the character I'm going over today comes from the Uchiha clan. You guys already know the deal. He's an anime character. That means he gets stronger as time goes by. So one can say in this video, you're going to see him go through some crazy power evolution as a ninja. As a ninja in the Naruto universe, he had to go through his fair share of training, doing ninjutsu, ninja art type stuff. One could say ninja magic type stuff, to use their inner energy to project stuff out of their body, like on some sort of blast type stuff. In this occasion, using elemental type stuff when he's young. He can even use this inner energy known as chakra to do a lot of superhuman things, like stand on water for one. This inner energy, ninjas use this inner energy with training and ninjutsu type training and stuff. During his earlier days, he lacked physicals. Unlike Naruto, who wasn't that great at being a ninja at the beginning days, Sasuke seemed to be like always at the top when it comes to having a natural talent for ninja stuff. I'm just going to say it right now. In this video, you're going to hear me bring up eyes a lot. And Sasuke was one of those characters that was apparently a natural talent, because he was born with these eyes that the Uchiha had, known as the Sharingan. These eyes give him a lot of different perks. He unlocks more perks with these eyes over the years and gets new eyes. Yeah, you're going to see this as a pattern in this video. These eyes just makes him an overall more ridiculous ninja the more this video goes on. In fact, there was a point in the series where he kind of relied on the Sharingan too much, where he needed to get his other qualities about his ninja skills up, like his hand-to-hand combat and stuff. But eventually, as a ninja, he had to get his pure physicals up without even necessarily spamming chakra-based stuff. It's pretty much thanks to his fateful encounter with Rock Lee. He realized physical strength and speed was also important, not just energy blast type, ninjutsu type, blast power type stuff. Despite him being a quote-unquote natural talent, he got legitly speed blitzed because his body physically couldn't keep up with somebody that was way faster than him, despite his eyes being prepared for that sort of thing. Apparently. That's when it kind of forced him to get his physicals and hand-to-hand combat and fighting speed up and stuff. Rock Lee pretty much proved to these young ninjas that a human could actually get their physical strength to crazy superhuman levels with just raw physicals. Rock Lee wore these incredible weights, but when Rock Lee dropped the weight, this is how much of an impact they would. Like, all that weight was holding him down. That's how he was able to achieve this level of speed. Just to keep in mind that Rock Lee can move faster than the eye can see, to where even ninjas that are super ninjas can't hardly keep up with him. Why am I bringing up Rock Lee in this video is about Sasuke? It's because literally this same being Rock Lee was fighting, this being that can produce sand to block and defend against, Sasuke showed his speed, and like you see the guy Rock Lee right there looking surprised at how fast Sasuke is, because he had to go through some training, because he can just copy his skills, because that's not fair, because that's a cheat code, to speed blitz through his sand shield with fists and fighting skills, fighting speed. They even said his speed is comparable to Rock Lee's, and this guy is Rock Lee's teacher, Might Guy, Sensei. Yeah, Rock Lee even said he's so fast. Just in case you have your doubts, that's practically the same speed as Lee without his weights. Everybody is straight up comparing him to him on purpose. The taijutsu, aka the hand-to-hand combat of Rock Lee. Saying it took Rock Lee years to get that speed, it took him 1 freaking month. Because of the Sharingan, he was able to mimic it in such a short amount of time during training. Grown-ups talk about how he's fast. So it's like, even though these ninjas have gotten stronger and faster, it shows that even in comparison to other ninjas, he's still fast, because they're like, man, when did he get to certain spots? It shows his raw speed. Even when he's older, when he speed blitzes Akatsuki members, who is like the main big bads, these top tier ninja that's on the dark side basically imply that Sasuke is fast. Madara is getting close to Sage of Six Paths level. He's talking about his own power. Sage of Six Paths is like the god of shinobi that became famous, guys, and he was able to see a being that was bending space and time when God was going crazy. Yet Madara in this overpowered state complemented Sasuke's speed. When he used to struggle trying to react to Raikage, in the past, he wouldn't have no trouble reacting to Raikage if he tried to speed blitz him now. In forms of Sasuke, that I'm going to go way later on in the video, Madara in base form is able to blitz a whole bunch of shinobi. So this should not be underestimated when it comes to his speed. He's a full-blown adult. His speed and fighting speed can be used in conjunction with his different eyes he might get. It's plenty of evidence of his speed, deflecting all this stuff with a blade and stuff like that. Sasuke, later on in this video, I'm going to talk about it. When it comes to his speed, he's actually able to literally teleport if you're in the way. Like, yeah, space-time jutsu type stuff. So yeah, his physicals has improved, but might I add that part of this is because of his freaking eyes. Look at his gigantic bear. That's a normal human-sized being right there. Sasuke said, with his physical strength, kicks this bear and made it sleepy with a simple kick. Sasuke looks like he's about the size of this bear's eye, or just a little bit bigger. One could argue they can knock out things that are over hundreds of tons, or definitely easily over 10 tons with just raw blunt strikes and kicks with their strength as little small kid ninjas. Even while young, his eyes improve to the point it helps him read, or one could say predict the opponent's movements before they do it, allowing him to counterattack accordingly. Since he's a ninja, he's skilled with weapons like kunai, big wind shuriken type stuff like this. When he gets older, he actually learns how to use a blade. Is it really a shock to you that Sasuke can also use bow and arrows? He can use lightning type of stuff. We've seen him do lightning type stuff even while young. He can spam fire or even dragon flame, fire style. There was a point in his career he technically got a transformation thanks to getting bitten by Orochimaru, getting a curse mark. One can argue for a little while this gave him a transformation, which pretty much made him able to use the Sharingan, use enhanced versions of lightning blast Chidori technique, can technically fly and all that good stuff. His Sharingan allows him to affect other beings' mind, basically making him see illusions and crap, and he can even see past genjutsu, aka illusions. I swear these ninjas are basically like magicians having weapons sealed up in your arm and crap. In this curse mark state, he can fight with snakes, kind of like how Orochimaru loves snakes. But guess what? During this fight with Itachi, he pretty much pulled Orochimaru out of him, losing the curse mark. But trust me, he doesn't need this. You would think after losing the curse mark, you would think, oh man, he done lost power. He's not the same as he was before. It's thicker than he was when he was in the curse mark second state. It's his fight with Itachi that made him realize, man, this curse mark ain't crap. Because by unlocking the Mangekyo Sharingan, Sasuke can basically do some Green Lantern mech suit avatar energy creation type stuff, creating a Susanoo, basically a big construct of energy. Sasuke is actually more of a threat now than when he had that curse mark. This dude can make an energy construct around himself to punch you with and make black flames around himself or blast you with the black flame. So despite him losing the curse mark, it's heavily implied that he didn't really lose much because he got better. These black flames called Amaterasu. These black flames burn anything in your visual eyesight when you cast it. It will continue to burn until the target is completely eradicated. Even if the target is flame itself, it will burn flame itself. Imagine you trying to have a beam struggle with Amaterasu with regular fire and your fire just gets eaten literally. Yep, burns fire itself. But yeah, it can't burn through anything. If somebody has some powerful defenses, they can hold it off. Naruto would be one of the few people that could defend against something this crazy, right? Your best bet is pretty much to avoid it, like the Raikage did here. Oh yeah, by the way, you can't simply put out Amaterasu with rain. The person that does Amaterasu, the black flame, has to be the one to put it out. Oh, I wasn't joking when I said Green Lantern type stuff. Like, it literally evolves and gets better, too, the mightier he gets with the Mangekyo Sharingan. Oh, my bad. I ain't trying to jump too far ahead in the future when it comes to the different stages he has or got. I mean, having the Susanoo to fight for you and just sit back and relax is nice and all. There's even implications before Susanoo that when it comes to Sasuke's blast power, without counting Susanoo Mangekyo stuff, his blast power or lightning type of abilities, it's implied he can still level mountains. He was able to use all this thundercloud or lightning style that's massive to guide the lightning itself and direct it to attack his opponent in this occasion. And look how massive it looks. I mean, look in comparison to how small. You can't even see Sasuke from this angle. All this destruction. So when it comes to his destructive capacity, without even counting his crazier evolutions, a good argument can be made that he can already cause devastation to big mountains if he wished with lightning-style attacks. Let me give you an understanding of how much blast power these beings got. Before even talking about the Susanoo, when we're talking about the curse mark days, when facing Itachi, he fired a fire-style blast into the sky, right? And this jutsu blasted in the sky, and it changed the temperature in the area so much to where it made a cumulus thundercloud. You can see in the manga version, look how big this lightning construct he uses. This has to be enough power to destroy a mountain based on how big of a radius this is and how much it destroys. So if he wanted to split a mountain right down the middle with his blast, he definitely could. Nowhere near his mighty estate, might I add. Which you're probably thinking, man, this technique is useless. It's too much of a price. It messes up and damages the user and pulls away the life force too much. But what if I told you he got another upgrade to where it's not as useless anymore? So Sasuke getting the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, he doesn't have to worry about overusage and stuff like that, to where this technique would kind of be almost pointless if you used it too much. But now he doesn't have to worry about that side effect or price. Getting this effectively made him a stronger ninja because Itachi's power was flowing into him, awakening him a new level of the Mangekyo. He can do all the techniques like before, like black flames, without having to worry about the side effects. So he can make giant energy constructs like this and also use black flames around it and don't have to worry about the bad time limits. Sasuke and Naruto end up meeting this god ninja influenced being that trapped the 10 tails in the first place, the Sage of Six Paths himself, a godlike being. I ain't trying to get too deep, but yeah, they're basically reincarnations of the sons of this guy. Yeah, that's why they're so powerful and they're destined to fight each other. Yeah, you know what? Sasuke and Naruto were destined by fate to be top tiers. It goes down a long way of reincarnated ninja fighting each other. Naruto and Sasuke feud has always been like this. So thanks to this Sage of Six Paths being pretty much helping him get another power up, we're reaching Sasuke in his prime, Rinnegan in one eye. Yeah, these Naruto characters are very versatile. With this Rinnegan, it allows him to do some really tricky type stuff. Like, for example, space-time type jutsu with this Rinnegan. He can use it to escape attacks. One can say it can be used as a form of speed, but one can say it's kind of like teleportation. One can say switch places. Examples of what I'm talking about when it comes to him being able to basically teleport. He can basically switch places with an object. They have literal 6 paths chakra from like the legend himself. Sasuke uses the teleportation crap. Kind of makes all the attacks he does unavoidable, because he can switch places with the target to make them get hit. Naruto, in one of his craziest fast states, he's able to keep up with speed thanks to this teleportation crap to catch him off guard. I know the manga panels can be hard to decipher. Notice how Naruto and Sasuke are about to hit each other, apparently, not knowing that he can use this space-time jutsu to hit Madara and put him right there in the spot between their attacks, using Sage of Six Paths chakra attacks jutsu. Remember that being Pain that had the Rinnegan and could do some serious planetary devastation to trap tail beast in, like big old giant mountain city-sized balls of rubble or earth? Sasuke with the Rinnegan can do these techniques to Chubaku Tensei as well. Not only that, he had the might to literally control the tail beasts themselves. And he can do hexy stuff like literally drain your chakra, like even the tail beast chakra he can drain with the Rinnegan. But then over 10 plus years later, the writers wanted to get rid of the Rinnegan by having his eye stabbed by Naruto's son. You know what? He better get it back. His perfected Susanoo is absolutely ridiculously large. Talk about progression. He went from Susanos like this, which is still pretty epic, but now he got legit legs and feet and can use a sword. Even got wings that allows him to fly. Like you see, he's like legit in a Megazord type thing, just in there safe. This super genjutsu, his Susanoo was able to protect against it because the light couldn't shine through it. And I know Madara and Sasuke are two different beings, but since they're very similar when it comes to Madara using his Susanoo, just like how Madara can cut mountains, multiple at the same time, I don't see no reason why Sasuke shouldn't be able to do something similar. I mean, it's literally the same exact type of transformation, the perfect Susanoo. I mean, honestly, feats like this should already prove with one attack, he should be able to slice up multiple mountains. So he already should have the destructive cutting power to slice up multiple large mountains with ease. In this super perfect Susanoo state, if you think that's bullcrap because that's Madara's feat, how about the fact, Naruto, he can produce his own energy blast called the Tail Beast Bombs, right? These things are ridiculously mighty. First off, I want to say that Naruto in his golden state, why am I bringing this guy up? Hold up with me real quick. These Tail Beasts were blasting Naruto with Tail Beast Bombs because they got theirs of their own. Naruto swiped that crap away, and the explosions of the stuff he just swiped away was bigger than mountains. Well, look at this water right here. Look how big this explosion is. They even straight up stated here, the mountains. It doesn't stop there. All these tail beasts, each of them can level mountains, by the way, just for y'all, just to let you guys know. So let's just say this is one mountain busting attack. This being's another mountain busting attack. This one. They're over 5 times mountain busting level. And Naruto says, let me make my own blast, even though they're combining their attack. Naruto blasts them by himself, even though they're combining theirs together. And the explosion effectively made an explosion that's bigger than the other explosions that, like, mountains look tiny now. You're probably thinking, why am I bringing all this up? This ain't Sasuke. Based on explosions like this, you guessed it, Sasuke with his Susanoo could blast him and can match Naruto. So yeah, they're all way past mountain shattering and island shattering levels. They can destroy entire cities with ease at this point. Pretty much tells him that that's nowhere near enough to take him on. He's literally slugging out with Naruto, and it's literally meant for them to be comparable to each other. Sasuke and Naruto are like in their in-game forms. You see them battling each other. I mean, not only do they fight one-on-one with their mightiest modes, but it's heavily implied that they needed to work together to take on beings like Kaguya. These two burnt each other out so much to where they was both in their base forms because they was tired. Slugfest with Naruto is impressive because you got to remember, Naruto literally ate an attack. It was in the epicenter of a slash that quite literally sliced the entirety of the moon in half. I would like to mention that Naruto didn't take no damage and did a multi-shadow clone jutsu to continue fighting like it didn't even happen. So he could definitely do something similar, like slice the moon in half if he wanted to. I mean, if we're being honest, if we consider the fact that they're quite above Kaguya, one could say they can do a lot more than moon shattering, but this is just a lower end at this point. These two do the most powerful attack each one can do to do the ultimate clash, even though he did end up losing this situation. It shows he's relative. You know how Naruto ends up mastering this godlike power of the fox. In guidebooks, they state about the fox. Something sealed inside Naruto, the fox, that has enough power that can turn the world to ash. And here we got Sasuke with his heightened powers and everything put together, getting in slugfest with Naruto with this kind of power. Whether it's fist or punching or blast, he can still match this kind of power. Talk about earth-trembling might. Okay, Sasuke and Naruto both got amped up by this being, the Sage of Six Paths, right? The Sage of Six Paths made a moon-sized structure from nothing but the rock from the ground, right? Sasuke can literally do the same technique the Sage of Six Paths can do. It's implied Sasuke and Naruto can do the same, create a moon-sized structure. They even compared it to our moon. It's like saying Sasuke with a certain jutsu can summon enough debris to create another moon to the Sage of Six Paths level. Yet Sasuke did this crap. Are you serious? If that's not enough, you know how powerful the Sage of Six Paths is, right? What if I told you they actually fought his mama? Oh my goodness. They worked together to damage this being known as Kaguya. Okay, so you know this 10-tailed entity, right? This creature just happens to be the total of pretty much all the major tailed beasts in the show put together. Yeah, you see these tailed beasts? Yeah, that's what that being is. The different tailed beasts. Each one having immense power. And then in the show, there was times where this gigantic 10-tails beast would get absorbed into different ninja or entities to where it'd be like a humanoid avatar form of it, like a Jinchuriki. He's basically a host of the tail beast. So all the stuff the tail beast can do, it can do the same stuff just in a smaller form, more condensed state. Confirmed on occasions like this. You know the guy that created the moon in Naruto universe, right? He gave away so much of his chakra to Naruto and them to help them out to become ridiculously more powerful that he was drained of chakra. So it kind of gives you a scope on how much he actually gave up to Naruto and Sasuke. When it comes to supreme power, this tail beast is crazy. Whenever he can blast out 10 tails, it's pretty much confirmed that it can take whatever it can dish, implied it can take its own blast. Then we literally see it take its own blast to prove that statement wasn't false. More than one time of the tail beast, this 10 tails eating its own blast, but in this occasion, it seared himself, or one could say scorched himself. This type of stuff is important to understand because it can dish out a lot of power and it can even make calamities. Yeah, big area of effects, making tornadoes or twisters, storms, crazy amounts of collateral damage. Nuclear explosion-like things, power to drink oceans, swallow oceans, open the earth up, hoist up mountains, produce ridiculously large blast radius, one could say could level a country, multiple islands. They even talk about the blast radius. You guys already know the Sage of Six Paths is the one that made the moon and all that good stuff. Naruto and Sasuke are literally fighting somebody that achieved his level of power. They confirmed it to the point where even Kaguya awakened, his power got even denser. Like Madara was basically a pawn in a bigger game. They even confirmed here saying the chakra is even stronger than the 10 tails. So all that stuff I already shown you about the 10 tails, just imagine that magnified. And of course, you know, Sasuke and Naruto are in the equation. They even talk about how did Madara suddenly become her, you know, the guy that had the 10 tails inside of him. All of this in one being. Kaguya is the being reborn. And just like Naruto, Sasuke is one of them beings that has to clash with Susanoo against beings like this. A being that the only way to be defeated was to be pretty much contained by the Sage of Six Paths concealing her in the moon and stuff. Confirmed here. Damaging these beings is a feat in itself, and these beings are not a glass cannon. Kaguya is not a glass cannon. During their fight with Kaguya, there was a point where Kaguya was implied to be a planet buster because they was on a different planet or a different dimension at the time, and Kaguya kind of said, let me try to start over by making this massive truth-seeking orb to pretty much mess up this entire space-time, or one could say Earth or planet or whatever dimension they're in, to use them as their sacrifices. She basically just wanted to say, let's start all this BS over and delete all this. This is the type of being Sasuke and Naruto were fighting. Handbook stated she creates dimensions as she pleases. I mean, stuff like this might sound over the top, but you got to remember other beings later on. When it's revealed later on in the series, other beings are revealed. They can split the planet and stuff. Sasuke Susanoo can withstand assaults from beings like Kaguya and things of that such, and even threaten her apparently with slashes, you know. Not just counting Kaguya or the Sage of Six Paths, there's more that the characters that we love will fight later on. Other people in this clan talk down about Kaguya, talking about how she feared them apparently. Here they mention a threat even greater than Kaguya. A threat being this mighty is actually a possibility, which is scary. Look how these other beings mention her like some kind of minion or whatever. Like she was supposed to do that. Talking about they're going to punish Kaguya themselves. So think about this for a second. There's beings above her far in the future, and you guessed it, you know who they want to fight them, Sasuke and Naruto. It seems like Kaguya respected him quite a bit, because in the scrolls, it was talking about how there were some pursuers. They were strong enough for her to need to prepare, apparently. It's literally stated Kaguya was creating White Zetsu in preparation for these other members, showing that Kaguya did have some type of nervousness towards them. These beings were arriving. Statements like this that imply that she wasn't the mightiest of her clan. Just like I mentioned earlier, it's a reason why I'm comparing the two. If Naruto's considered a planet buster, so is Sasuke. It's just plenty of evidence of them being in the same tier. Gigantic meteors, Sasuke strong enough. Even though it's about the size of the village itself, he can, like this big chunk of the moon that was falling down, he can light it up with electricity, styled attacks, and obliterate it. Blast power. That's light work stuff. He didn't even have to pull out the Susanoo for this. Still has the Rinnegan. These new beings really talking down about Kaguya, because it's literally stated that these beings, for example, has the power to split worlds, and this guy's not even the strongest being. It's wild because Sasuke's not even using like energy projection. He's using sword attacks and stuff. He can split the worlds. And Sasuke over here are pairing his attacks with normal sword attacks and stuff. We're not about to just ignore that. How strong have they become? Sasuke without even spamming Susanoo? What if I told you this being that was a Kaguya level threat or better and another Kaguya level threat put together, they literally fused. Don't ask, there was two different designs for it. A powerful being that Naruto and Sasuke had to team up with. At this point, they're way above they was when they was a teenager. I went over speed earlier, but I want to bring up speed again. Notice how Naruto's in his golden form, one of the fastest modes. Notice how Sasuke can keep up and fight in sync with a being that's basically two Kaguyas put together. Naruto in his golden state, that's ridiculously fast. Sasuke has no problem reacting to attacks from Naruto in this fast golden state. The same Naruto that apparently dodged this attack from Sage of Six Paths Madara, Sage Art, apparently a beam of light. This beam of light that Naruto had to be fast enough to dodge. Not to mention they literally called it Fang of Light. If Sasuke can compete with Naruto in this golden state without any issues, despite the amp he's getting, these eyes he have clearly help him be able to react to things moving close to the speed of light at least, right? Or possibly could be faster. Here's more evidence on his fighting speed in the guidebook when it comes to Sasuke. Of course, there was a time when he had the curse mark, but yeah, he ended up losing it, but it kind of didn't matter because he ended up getting greater power anyway. Naruto and Sasuke said, y'all want to fuse together? Why don't we fuse together our avatars, this Kurama mode and this Susanoo fusing together? Beat your little magma bull crap by slicing through it, you know? All of this could be just me. He's definitely comparable to Naruto. He should technically be at least a moonbuster. One could say he's quite a bit more. Him and Naruto did fight a being that was literally two Kageyas basically put together, right? I mean, not literally two Kageyas, but two beings that are from the same clan. You know what I mean? You gotta respect them. But before I get going, thanks for the donations, everybody. It helps out a lot. Respect Sasuke. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.